focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. There are two motivational forces for all human beings. There's fear, very powerful, right? Running away and getting away from what we don't want. And then there's pleasure, moving towards what we do want. And they are both powerful forces, and you'll see them in play every day. You'll see them with different company strategies that will actively say, we're going to generate a little fear here to get people to act. It works. We're built that way. Okay? But the issue is that if you are really focused on what you don't want and you're moving away from what you don't want, what happens? Here's what I don't want. Maybe it might be unemployment or loneliness or, a marriage falling apart. And so I'm going to walk away as far enough until the pain is at a distance. And it's no longer a threat to me. And then I'm going to stay right here. My goal and what I really want in life is over there, but I'm just focused on getting away from that pain. So that's one orientation. What you want to do is kind of turn and reorient yourself to move towards what you do want. I want to have a prosperous life. I want to have meaningful relationships in my life. I want to have meaningful work. And you actively move towards the horizon. And what happens is you're going to be able to sustain yourself more energetic, more consistently, and you're going to get to where you want to go. Now, what does that have to do with focus on what you want? The power is actually in language. The language that you speak internally to yourself, bless you, and the language you speak outside. How many of you ever said, I don't want to lose my job. Whatever you do, just don't screw up, don't lose your job. Has anybody ever thought that or said that? I know I have. I'm going to start my own business. Why? Because I don't want to be fired again. What am I doing? I'm moving away from what I don't want. And what happens is there's this little thing called the unconscious mind, where all the change happens. The whole origin of any kind of change we make in ourselves happens first in the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind does not understand the words no, not, won't, don't, less, any negative word, it just doesn't hear. So when I say I want to start my own company because I don't ever want to be fired again, what it hears is I want to be fired again. And then that happens. Or if you might say to yourself, I don't want to meet any more losers like my ex, okay? Ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-boss, ex-whatever. I don't want to meet another loser like my ex. What does your unconscious hear? I want to meet another loser. Okay. And it will actively work to give you what you want. So you have to change the way you talk to yourself. You have to say things, I want to meet interesting and different. I want to meet new people that really enrich my life. That's focusing this way. That's going towards what you want versus talking about what you don't want. And I know it sounds kind of simple and like, could it really make that much of a difference? It does. It's the difference between kind of the inner critic or the negative talk and the positive talk. And the mind, I've come to believe that the mind is more powerful than anything going on in the body. And if you can kind of rewire your brain and train it to think a different way, great things can happen. So fast track secret to energizing your life is to focus on what you want and actively change the way you talk to yourself inside your head and outside with other people. And catch yourself. If you find yourself saying, I'm not going to have that, stop, restate it, I'm going to have, I'm going to be, I'm going to get, I'm going to feel what you want.